Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the virtual groundbreaking of Georgia Manor Apartments. While we all miss getting together to see one another and celebrating in person, we are going to take this opportunity to acknowledge this important development project and get a look at the current state of the building. For context, Communities First Inc. is a nonprofit headquartered in Flint, Michigan, where we started 10 years ago this month. Since 2010, our work has grown, and we now serve Detroit, Saginaw, and Northern Indiana as well. Our community development work centers around equitable real estate development, economic opportunity, and engaged communities. We have several speakers that will provide remarks today and a video presentation that will offer a before and after look at the Georgia Manor Apartments. To get things started, we will first hear from our board chair, Mr. Jason Paulateer.
Good afternoon. My name is Jason Paulateer, as Essen said, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Community Development and Sustainability Group at Fifth Third Bank, with responsibilities for Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois. I serve as the board chair for Communities First Inc., working with Glenn Wilson and the team to fulfill its mission, which is to build healthy, vibrant communities through economic development, affordable housing, and innovative programming. I welcome you to this virtual groundbreaking event and bring you greetings on behalf of our board of directors. I'd like to acknowledge my fellow board members who may be watching with us as well. Thank you, Evelyn Nartelski, Sandra Kelly, Tiffany Hughes, Kitty Moeller, and Karma Lewis for your commitment and service to CFI. We've seen tremendous growth since our founding by Glenn and Essence Wilson, from providing financial education, supporting small businesses, to providing enriching cultural experiences through our Culture Shock programming and Movies Under the Stars events, to providing affordable housing. Our holistic, equitable approach to community development makes a difference in communities and in the lives of people. I'm so proud of the work that we do and have done, and I just want to acknowledge the power in the pivot. There is no one in our community, black or white, rich or poor, who has not been affected in some way during this pandemic and social and political unrest throughout our country. There were many like me who had the luxury to begin working from home, but not everyone had that luxury. Some in our community have lost jobs, and our most marginalized communities have suffered the most. And so the team at Communities First immediately began to provide delivered food for those unable to make it out to food distribution sites and grocery stores due to compromised immune systems and other mobility challenges. They pivoted from day-to-day in-person gatherings and events to providing those live experiences virtually, like we're doing here today. They launched a virtual financial education series that has touched on so many topics pertinent to day-to-day living and surviving the economic stress and strain that this pandemic has brought. It warms my heart to be connected with such an amazing, creative, and caring team, and to experience firsthand the work that they do each and every day. I thank you for being here as we take on yet another development to provide safe, sustainable, and affordable housing for families and individuals in our community. As a board member and as chair, it is also my responsibility to support the organization financially. And I invite you to join me in that support. If you are willing to support the dynamic work of Communities First through a financial contribution, please go to our website or click on the link in the comments section. If you donate, you will be invited to join us on a virtual construction walkthrough of Georgia Manor. Resources in the right hands can change the world, and you will continue to see positive change through Communities First Inc. It has been my pleasure to serve as the board chair for this dynamic organization that is making a difference in the communities we serve. We appreciate our many partners, colleagues, donors, and friends in this work. Thank you all for joining us today and for your support of Communities First Inc. Essence?
Thank you for the Thank you for those comments, Jason. We appreciate you and our board of directors. Next, we will hear from Mike Wright, who is our real estate development director.
Hello all, good afternoon. My name is Mike Wright. I'm the real estate development director for Communities First. Georgia Manor is located in the Carriagetown neighborhood and historic district in Flint, Michigan. It is a couple blocks from downtown Flint, a stone throw from the Flint River, Factory 1, the first ever GM factory, as well as Kettering University and Flint. The building itself is 3 stories and constructed of concrete block and brick masonry, built in 1966 and has been vacant for nearly 20 years. Communities First, Inc. will renovate the historic, vacant, and blighted building into 26 rental apartments, targeting individuals and families with a wide range of incomes. The renovation includes a spacious interior courtyard and community space, on-site laundry, large windows, and patios and/or balconies for each unit. By one count, there have been at least 40 demolitions in Carriagetown since 2009. Georgia Manor and Communities First, Inc.'s other developments show that Flint is ready to move beyond demolitions and towards stabilization and growth. The addition of these 26 units is only a start in helping to replace the housing that has been lost in the neighborhood and address the significant demand for quality and affordable housing in Flint. Georgia Manor is supported by several key partners, which allows us to keep this great project in a great location, affordable to current residents, as well as attract new residents, investment dollars, create jobs, and as well pay for basic and emergency services. Thank you again for attending, and thank you for supporting Communities First. Essence.
Next, we will hear from Derek Dorman, who sent in a video. He is a resident in the historic Carriagetown neighborhood.
Greetings from the Ozark Mountains near the border between Missouri and Arkansas. Greetings from the Ozark Mountains near the border between Missouri and Arkansas. Just want to say a few words, as a resident here in historic Carriagetown. I want to welcome and thank Communities First for choosing to save Georgia Manor and to create affordable housing opportunities for the great city of Flint. Over the last several decades, too often, my neighbors and I have witnessed demolition and destruction of buildings within the historic district. Too often, we've watched as homes were left to decay due to willful neglect. So, it's very encouraging lately to see Communities First joining with my neighbors in helping to reverse that trend and contribute positively to Carriagetown's historic legacy. I look forward to watching this building come alive from across the street, and I'm excited to have the opportunity to welcome new neighbors into our community. I have no doubt they'll appreciate having affordable housing in such an incredible location. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Derek, for speaking on behalf of your experience being a neighbor to Georgia Manor and a supporter of our work. Next, we will hear from Dudley Benoit. I apologize if I got your last name wrong, who is the Executive Vice President at Alliant Capital.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Essence, thank you for the introduction. As Essence mentioned, my name is Dudley Benoit. I'm the Executive Vice President of Alliant Capital. Alliant Capital is a 23-year-old tax credit syndicator, and with over $15 billion in assets under management. Our mission is to let the power of partnerships build a world of possibilities. So being here with you today really fulfills our mission and helps us continue doing what we think is most needed in our communities. Georgia Manor and Communities First are truly pushing Flint in the right direction and really making a great impact on the community. And we are happy and pleased to be able to partner with them. We're really proud that we are being able to invest in the Flint community, and having partners such as Communities First and Flagstar Bank make it so much easier to do that. We are on the front lines of raising capital with our investors, but we're really relying on great partners like Communities First and Essence and Glenn to really deliver for the communities at the ground level. So we couldn't be prouder, and we look forward to working with you guys more in the future and doing more and more to help Flint and the surrounding communities. Thank you, Essence.
Thank you, Dudley, and thank you, Alliant Capital. We appreciate the partnership with you, and we look forward to continuing that relationship. Next, we're going to hear from Beverly Meek, who is a Senior Vice President at Flagstar Bank. She's muted. Beverly, we're going to ask you to start over. Your mic was muted. It always has to happen at least once.
No worries. Good afternoon. My name is Beverly Meek, CRA Director at Flagstar Bank. Just looking around at who's here today says a lot about having a great team produces a great result. We want to thank Community First, Glenn, his entire team of professionals who worked alongside our senior community development lender, Benson, Maine, to make this deal happen. We also want to acknowledge our partners, Alliant, the Mott Foundation, and others who worked alongside to make this happen. We also want to acknowledge our representatives, our local, state, and federal representatives, Congressman Dan Kildee, Senator Jim Ananich, and Mayor Neely. So we did it. We put the pieces together, and today we're seeing our vision on its way to becoming a reality. And we're starting to fill the huge need for affordable housing in Flint. And the beauty of this project is the way it serves such a variety of people on the low to moderate income spectrum. Upon completion, the property will offer 20 1- and 2-bedroom LIHTC units restricted to households earning 30% and 60% of area median income or below, as well as 6 unrestricted units. We at Flagstar have a long commitment of affordable housing, of working to help people who are in need for housing. And all of us at Flagstar are really pleased to provide the construction financing that literally is getting this project off the ground. Thank you again, and congratulations to Community First.
Thank you, Beverly, and thank you, Flagstar Bank. We appreciate you being a partner in this project and your willingness to invest in Flint. Next, we will hear from Kimberly Roberson of the C.S. Mott Foundation.
Good afternoon. What an exciting day for Communities First and for our city. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of the Mott Foundation to congratulate you on your progress and to learn more about the good things to come. If Ridgway himself was here, he often says he likes ribbon cuttings better than groundbreakings, but I actually think a groundbreaking is a great event because it's the beginning of such progress and opportunity. It's very exciting to be with you today. This vacant and blighted building will soon be a beautiful addition to Flint's historical Carriagetown neighborhood, and the redevelopment will provide quality, affordable housing within the city. The mission of Community First is one that Mott Foundation really believes in, and we're so pleased to be able to support Communities First in this effort. And all of the partners, all the folks that have spoken and those to come have all made fantastic contributions to get us where we are today. And Glenn, in essence, I just want to applaud your tenacity. I know you worked really hard in order to keep this project moving during such a difficult time. You were focused on your goal. And so congratulations to Communities First and all the partners that are here today to celebrate this moment. And I really do look forward to the ribbon cutting. And I hope circumstances will allow us to gather together for that in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly, for those wonderful remarks on behalf of the CS Mott Foundation. We are certainly hopeful as well that we will be able to gather in person for the ribbon cutting ceremony. We couldn't do this project without the support of the Michigan State Housing Development Authority. Here to speak on their behalf is Chad Benson.
Thanks, Essence. Like Essence said, my name's Chad Benson. I'm the Acting Director of Development with MSHDA. And I echo all those remarks that Kimberly said. Just wanted to take a few moments to just mention how excited we are for this development. We feel like this is a great representation of what affordable housing in the city of Flint can look like. Affordable housing that's connected to amenities like grocery stores, doctor's offices, in a place where other investment is taking place as well, and truly repurposing a historic building into something that can truly serve the low-income residents of the city. All things that we feel like are very important. And I also want to congratulate everybody, Communities First, Communities of Hope, Alliant, Flagstar, everyone who's done so much work to get the development to the point of this point of having a groundbreaking. It's certainly no small task, and we know that there's still a lot of work ahead, but we have a lot of confidence in this development team, and know you'll be able to get it done and really have it be a great representation of what affordable housing in Flint can look like. So again, just wanted to express our congratulations and excitement, and echo the comment that really look forward to hopefully be able to celebrate the ribbon cutting in person. So thank you.
Thank you, Chad. We have enjoyed a long standing relationship with MSHDA and certainly appreciate working with you and with your team. Next, we will hear from Congressman Dan Kildee, who has been a supporter of Communities First for a number of years. And I could tell a few stories, but in the interest of time, I won't. We will hear from Representative Kildee.
Well, thank you, Essence, for that. And you're right. I have been a supporter of Communities First because Communities First is making a huge difference, working hard to provide affordable housing and really rebuilding the sense of community that sadly, we had to an extent lost in this community. And if we were all together, I know that Glenn would be expecting me to ask the question that I ask him at every one of these events. And that question is, okay, now what's next? I've always felt like those that do so well should continue to do their work. And it's become almost a running joke with Glenn and I that whenever we're at a groundbreaking or a ribbon cutting, the conversation that I start with Glenn is about what project comes next. This one's really important, though. I worked right there in that neighborhood when I launched the Center for Community Progress. It was anchored right there in the first floor of the Barrage, which was one of the development projects that I worked on when I was chairing the land bank. So I'm very familiar with the neighborhood, very familiar with that property, and always felt like it had, it was begging for somebody to take it on and to make a difference there. So this development will obviously provide much needed affordable housing. And that's fundamentally what the purpose will be for those individuals and families that are able to access that affordable housing. It will change their lives, but it also will change the trajectory of a neighborhood and will be a very important and I think very necessary connection to both our neighborhoods, a bridge essentially from the neighborhood to the really important downtown. Downtown Flint should belong to everybody. We believe that it does. And this development, by ensuring that we have a high quality, affordable housing that's walkable to the university, walkable to downtown, walkable to some of these other amenities that we've heard about, is really important. So, look, I understand we need to have a much more significant national conversation, and I think we need better national policy when it comes to supporting this kind of redevelopment, this kind of an effort. I've committed myself in Congress to do just that. And it helps. It helps a lot to be able to point to projects like this one, like Georgia Manor, but entities, organizations like Communities First, that really is marked by not only the capacity to execute a project on budget, on time, and in a way that people can utilize, but also has the most, I think, necessary aspect that a community has to have. Communities First, with Glenn and Essence and everybody else who's involved, have vision that sees beyond today. And that's why my sort of running joke with Glenn isn't a joke at all. It's really to encourage him, he and Essence and everybody involved with Communities First to continue to look downstream, to look to the future, to start thinking about what that next transformational project might consist of. That's what I think makes Communities First special in each of its project. While each of them are unique and have unique and I think really interesting characteristics, they're part of an effort that is really about transforming the individual lives of people who are fortunate enough to occupy the properties, but really the trajectory of our whole community. So for that, for this project and everything you do, thank you. And thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you for those remarks. We are certainly looking forward to that national conversation that you mentioned regarding affordable housing and equitable development opportunities. Thank you for your continued support and advocacy for the work that we and others are doing in this arena. Next up, we're going to hear from Glenn Wilson, President and CEO of Communities First. As he comes, I just want to say that this has been a journey, and we've had a chance to work with many of the folks that have spoken. It's been 10 years, and this is a wonderful celebration. We weren't expecting to celebrate 10 years in 2020 with COVID happening, but I think Jason mentioned it, our ability to pivot and still make an impact, still have a groundbreaking, continue construction on other developments, and get the job done has been exciting and refreshing, and we certainly couldn't do it without our team. So Glenn Wilson is going to come up and share his remarks, and then we will have our project video so you can see the current state and future state of Georgia Manor Apartments.
All right, thank you so much, Evan. Greatly appreciate the introduction, and thank you so much to all the partners that joined us today for this historic moment of the Georgia Manor groundbreaking ceremony. As mentioned, I'm Glenn Wilson, President and CEO of Communities First, Inc., and co-founder. I would be remiss if I didn't mention my bosses, my board, and friends, right, that help challenge our organization to always be proactive rather than reactive. I'm honored to work alongside people that are always finding ways to be in front instead of looking behind. Thank you to Essence, CFI team, and volunteers that help us to continue to build healthy, vibrant communities through economic development, affordable housing, and innovative programs. I would also like to thank Bob Bill and the Communities of Hope team for partnering with us to bring this very impactful development here to the city of Flint. Here at our organization, we believe that everyone, not some people, but everyone deserves a quality, decent, affordable rental and/or home ownership option throughout the community. You need them both. Over the last decade, we've done our best to bring back equitable development throughout the city of Flint and trying to spread development out throughout the entire community. You know, people always say every development has a story, and it does. And we were interested in this site for several years. And one day I received a call from one of our supporters, Dean Yotis, and he picks up the phone and he says, "Glenn, I have something for you, and I'm counting on you to pull this together." And I said, "Dean, you got to tell me what it is first." And while laughing at that, he said, "Because there might be an opportunity that I may be presenting to you, and I'm counting on you to pull it together because the Lamberson family said that they want this property to go in the hands of an organization that can get something done with it." And I said, "Well, Dean, give me more information." So when he said, "Well, it's this property over on Lion Street," and my face like lit up. I'm like, "Please let it be this. Please let it be this one. Please let it be that property." And he said, "Yep, it was." And I remember the multiple calls that I had with Christy and Cynthia talking about this particular property, talking about their family and their father, Mr. Lamberson. And the biggest thing is, like, you could tell they weren't concerned about the money. They were concerned about the neighborhood and their father's legacy and the impact that this development would leave on the community, and their father's legacy of trying and also restoring houses and building in the Carriagetown neighborhood. So I would like to also say thank you to the Lamberson family for trusting us to bring this vision to pass, to create a place where the doctor can live, but also the janitor, and also the local waitress at your restaurant. This year is our 10-year anniversary, and we really thought that this was going to be, you know, our 10-year of an organization doing our how I want to say this, doing our celebration, saying let's go into the next 10, and then COVID happens right at the beginning of 2020, and it put a damper on a lot of the things that we were working on. However, I think Jason and Essence and few people talked, the one thing that we're always about is pivoting. We didn't have time to sit around and complain about, you know, what COVID was, what was it doing, what was it going to do. All we could say is, what is the best way that we can respond with the name of Communities First, and what can we do to get those things done? So we responded in multiple ways to make sure that we were able to address things not only financially that people were needing in the community, but also basic needs, and partnering with other organizations to get that done. And we've been able to reach over 30,000 people and engage them throughout the communities that we serve this year, which has been a blessing. I also want to thank our partners individually. I'd like to thank, you know, Congressman Kildee, the C.S. Mott Foundation, Alliant Capital, Flagstar Bank, Senator Anderneck that's not able to be here, the city of Flint with Suzanne Wilcox and her team over at Planning and Development. Would also like to thank, am I missing anyone? Mishta. I don't want to forget Mishta. So, probably because I thank him so much every time when I talk to Chad or bothering him, he's almost seems like a part of the family now. But thank you. And then also Ridgeway White and the C.S. Mott Foundation. Definitely don't want to forget them. They definitely help to support our work in multiple ways and in multiple projects. And I'm so happy that Kimberly was able, and you're absolutely right. Ridgeway always says, actually show me when the project gets done. He'll be happy to see it. So when I got a text and he said, good luck, that meant good luck on the construction, not good luck on the ceremony. So I've kind of figured that out, what that means now. Flagstar has also been a great partner with Beverly Meek and Benson, Maine as well. Thank you so much for partnering with us and helping us to pull this particular project off. And we're looking forward to working with you on many more things. I already mentioned, yes. That was somebody telling me to make sure I mentioned Bob, but I already said that. But thank you so much for joining us today. What we're going to do, it's not quite over just yet. We're going to bring a video on the screen real quick, and then we'll come back with a few closing remarks. But we're going to show you a quick video of Georgia Manor with the before pictures or before video, because a lot of people say, well, how does it look in there? Because it's been boarded up for 20 years. So we're going to give you a quick 2-minute tour. We'll come back here real quick and be able to give some closing remarks. So bear with us probably another 3 or 4 minutes. Did you just not? All right, so in the celebration of the groundbreaking ceremony, we are definitely unable to, be with everyone today. However, what we did do is we have a little dirt here, and we have a little shovel, and you see the little community's first shovel. And this was actually from our first groundbreaking ceremony about 8 years ago or so at Oak Street Senior Apartment. So we still have these shovels. So we never thought that COVID we would have to have them
For indoor groundbreaking.
yeah, for an indoor groundbreaking ceremony. So this shows you how adaptive and dynamic you have to be. We were supposed to count. You're supposed to do 1, 2, 3. All right.
Thank you all for being with us today and for being supporters of the organization. We have officially broken ground on Georgia Manor Apartment.
Yeah, get involved, do what you can. With Communities First throughout the year, we're always looking for people to be involved as much as possible. So we can't do this work without you. So don't forget to donate. Follow us on social media, all those social media platforms that we're on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please share our work, share this video with other people that you may know. Help us get to the next 10 years. And like I say, you never know, when we're coming or how we're going to be there, but just know, we come, there's going to be some change in the community. So thank you so much for joining us today, and everyone have a blessed rest of your day.